Yo, what up, though? Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment. We all know the Minnesota Vikings need another defensive tackle, and the Vikings should go out and trade for defensive tackle, no tackle. Greg Gaines from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. He is 6'1", 27 years old, and weight 318. And he also played with the Rams when KOC was the offensive coordinator. So KOC knows exactly who he is, man. And the Minnesota Vikings, I feel like, should go out and trade for him. I heard and read the Buccaneers are willing to trade him. He ain't nothing but on a 1 year deal for $3.5 million with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Minnesota Vikings right now, I read, has 16.5 million cap space this year, man. The Minnesota Vikings need to go out and sign that defensive tackle, and you can go out in the NFL draft and sign another young defensive tackle. But the Minnesota Vikings need some big boys up front, and he ain't nothing but 27 years old, and he be playing under Brian Flores, man. Brian Flores might can take a game to another level because his best years was at the Rams, but he also played on the side of Aaron Donald. So what you really expect? But at the Buccaneers, he played good at the Buccaneers, though. Even though he wasn't no starter for the Buccaneers, he came in and did the job good. That's why the Buccaneers re-signed him for a 1 year deal again. The Buccaneers like what they saw in the defensive tackle, nose tackle, whatever you want to call him. But he a big boy up front, and he can play the position, man. And he has speed to get to the quarterback. And he also okay against the run. The Minnesota Vikings need people up front that can stop the run. I don't know if Roy will be available to play a full-time job yet in NFL. But if he is, we also will have good depth at the defensive tackle spot. That's why the Minnesota Vikings need to go out and make that trade happen. We all know we need a defensive tackle. And Kwesi did good in free agency, though. He did good. But I don't like how they ignored the defensive tackle spot so long in free agency. Maybe they have a plan. They're going to draft two young defensive tackles, probably in the fourth round or the first round. If they don't trade up, I don't know. But at the same time, you can never have too many defense linemen on the defense side of the ball, man. At the end of the day, we would have good rotational players that come in and out to spare players. The Minnesota Vikings have to get tougher and bigger and stronger on the defensive line. Because let's be real, everybody in the NFC North want to run the football. And the Minnesota Vikings last year was not good at stopping the run. That's another reason why we should go out and sign that defensive tackle, man. Go ahead and send Tampa Bay a next year fifth round pick or a 2026 third, fourth round pick. I don't even care what y'all send them. But they need to go out and trade for this defensive tackle, man. He only getting paid $3.5 million. And if he play good, and if he do hit for the Minnesota Vikings, the Vikings can re-sign him on a 2 or 3 year deal. Not that much money because he will never get paid that much from the get-go. But the Minnesota Vikings probably can get something up out of him, man. Brian Flores probably can turn him into an animal, man. At least make him play a little bit better. But I just feel like the Vikings should go out and sign that defensive tackle, man. But that's just me because I know the Minnesota Vikings need a bigger person on the defensive line, man. And I don't want to depend on no rookies talking about they going to start at the defensive tackle spot. Now, I'm straight with that. Unless you get a rookie in the first round. Now, if you do that, I'm all for it. But if you think you're going to get a fourth or a fifth round draft pick and think he's going to start in the NFL at the defensive line spot, no, that where you lost me at. That's why the Vikings should go out and make that trade. If the Vikings go out and make that trade, the Vikings defense line will be way much improved from last year compared to what it is now, man. Because right now we got a big question mark at the defensive tackle spot. And the Vikings need to go out and trade for Greg Gaines, man. Kwesi, you've been doing good in free agency, man. Go out and send the Buccaneers a 6th round draft pick this year if you want to, and bring in that defensive tackle. So that way in the NFL draft, you can go get you a deep tackle, go grab you a center, or whatever the case might be. But you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, hoping you can get a starting defensive tackle in the NFL draft. But y'all let me know in the comment section below. How would you feel if the Vikings went out and traded for Greg Gaines, the defensive tackle, the nose tackle from the Buccaneers, who also played with the Rams? I think the Vikings need to make that happen, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section below.